Welcome, 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 welcome all to another wonderful day. Hopefully, everyone's having a great day and a great week. As I'm a Bucks fan. I've been a Bucks fan for a very, very, very long time, and I am glad to say that we are now 3-0. So, for all you other ones who haven't been winning like we have, I'm sorry for you. Um, I don't know. Uh, it is what it is. But to all the Bucks fans, we're gonna shoot them cannons off and we're gonna do our damn thing. I am very hopeful for this season, so let's do that. Oh, also, I'm using a new platform, so y'all have to bear with me. There might be some hiccups, there might be some little stuff here and there that not how it normally is, so just bear with me. Also, my announcements. If you like what we got going on, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, HD Nation Network, HD Nation Network, where you can see not only this wonderful show, but also my other show, Beyond Pixel, which I'm going to release some stuff this week. So stay tuned for that. And October 6th, I am doing a videography tutorial class or something of that nature. Already have some bookings going on. It's going to be a very interesting class because it's going to be taught by me, and I'm kind of loosey goosey with it, but it's going to give you a lot of technical stuff as well. Now, this couple I've known for a couple years now. Actually, like when they like first started getting into the groove of this. So I saw them how they were to now seeing them how they are now. And they are what you would definitely say is a power couple, the true definition of a power couple. That is what these people are, right? Humble, sweet, um most of the things most people in this industry is not. These people are. So, without further ado, I am going to bring them on and we're going to talk a little shit and do what we need to do. How was the intro? Did y'all like that? Was it
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome.
loved it, man. And
Perfect.
like I said, no matter how hard we go Saturday nights, Sunday mornings, we're always watching the Buccaneers games.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. This year, wow, every single game is sitting on the edge of your seat. Just
Yep.
Like, man, is Baker going to come through yet again and win this game for us? And he
Right.
does so consistent. We'd be 0-3 if it wasn't for him.
No, 100%. So the crazy thing is last Monday was my birthday. So someone was like, good way to celebrate your birthday watching them lose to the Texans because I am in Texas now, right? So I'm in a lounge because I've picked up a habit of cigar smoking. So I'm in a lounge full of Texans, and I'm like screaming and doing all the things that we do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. That last drive that they had before the touchdown, I know when we missed the field goal and we got the punt blocked. It was a little sketchy. It was a little sketch. But man, that last 2 minutes, listen, you could have heard a pin drop because on both sides, we just didn't know. And if if this is a true definition of leadership, for a man to be able to take a whole team on his back and do what he does and have the whole team behind him, I don't think we've had a quarterback like this in. You can't say Brady because Brady is Brady.
Right.
Yes, yes.
But I don't think we've had a momentum like this in quite some time. So,
Yeah, I the only thing I can even think remotely comes close is Brad Johnson. But man, that's
pocket
20 years
Brad
ago.
Johnson.
And he was more of a game manager than he was somebody who puts a team on his back. So,
Right.
but yeah, as far as like talent for that Baker has, Doug Williams, you know, and
Yeah.
we're talking about the mid 70s, you know, late
Right. Right.
70s.
Right.
That wow, yeah, he's special. He's special.
No, he's definitely that guy. And you know, could we win by a lot more? Yeah, but you know what Vin Diesel said, winning is winning, so
Winning is
it
winning.
doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. So hopefully we keep this momentum up. I know we have a couple tough games on on the horizon, but
Next week.
it is what it is.
Yep.
And with
Next
that, we're
week.
gonna start the little show. We're gonna start the show and we're gonna come back. I ain't know. I mean, I knew y'all were, but I didn't know y'all were that. That bucks deep. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever.
all right. So, haha, I have some tough questions for y'all. Not really, but
Oh my
they
god.
might be. Who knows? Who knows? Um, First of all, give people a little synopsis on who y'all are, like how y'all got started in this industry, what made you start off in this industry, and how's the journey been since then?
Um, so we actually started in the industry in 2020, I think, and we started out on OnlyFans only because some friends were doing it and they kind of talked us talked us into doing OnlyFans. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was going great. We were promoting ourselves on all the social media platforms, and I was promoting mostly on Twitter. And I got a message one day in my DMs from brothers. Of
Hmm.
course, I'm not really big on. I don't really watch porn in my daily life or whatever, so I wasn't really big on like the companies and stuff like that. Um, there's a certain companies that I know, but like I don't really know that much about it anyway. But
Hmm.
they were messaging me for a while, and I thought it was spam.
Or just a scam,
Or a scam, yeah.
which happens.
Yes. So I reached out to a friend and I sent the screenshots to her, and she was like, "Hey, that's like one of the bless you. Like that's like one of the biggest porn company in the world." She's like, "You need to like jump at this opportunity." And I had a conversation with Peter, and he was like, "Hey, babe, like whatever you want to do, I'm gonna like I'm gonna support you no matter what."
100%.
Hmm.
If you want to do it, you know.
Yes,
If you don't want to do it, it's perfectly fine.
but
If you want to do it, just promise me that you're going to give it everything you have. And
yes,
it's
yes.
exactly what she did.
Yes.
Okay.
So and also, you have to think about before you get into this industry, especially mainstream, because you can do OnlyFans and you can block certain places and countries and whatever. But in mainstream, you can't do that. It's gonna be everywhere.
Everywhere.
So you got to make sure you know what you're getting into. Like your family's gonna see this, friends, like people you used to work with in the past, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you have to mentally like prepare, be strong enough, and prepare yourself for this,
Yeah.
which I am. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try it. So we had a meeting with one of the recruiters for Brazzers, and while I was having my meeting with him, he asked about if I know anyone else that would like to be in the industry,
Yeah.
and Peter was like, "Yeah, I would love to."
It's
Yes,
like me.
yeah. So basically, that's how we got into it. Like a month after that, I was doing my first scene, and I had a great time. And then Peter did his first scene like maybe 2 months
Shortly
after I did
thereafter.
mine. Shortly after I did my scene, and after that, we just kept getting like booked by other companies and stuff like that. So yeah, it was like it started out like very um, fast, like
Yeah.
it was just yeah.
Yeah. Once we hit the ground
We were running
with it, it was all in. It was all in fast.
Yep, yep.
And it's been going ever since. So
No, and I mean, you definitely said a good point. Between mainstream and like OnlyFans, you know, there's people that often say they want our lifestyle and this but they be like, but I don't want this person to know, I don't want this person to know, I don't want this person to know, I don't want this person to know. So what's y'all word to those that say they want it, but they don't want half the world to know what it is that they're doing?
Yeah. Well, listen, let me tell you something. Once that toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't get it back in.
Look at
So,
these Florida terms. Look at this.
so I mean, we got on top of it pretty quick. As soon as it's like several of our mainstream videos were out there, we went to our parents and we sat them down and we're like, hey, look, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And it really went in depth with them in real detail about the whole testing procedures and how you have to be tested within 14 days, all the different safety protocols that they have, how anybody at any time, even from the director to the person holding the microphone, could say cut, including the actors, or that anybody can stop it at any time for any reason, and say, hey, I'm not comfortable with this.
Yeah.
And you could say that during the pre-production meeting when you're talking about what's going on. At any point during the shoot, you can stop it. So it just really explained to them everything that was involved with it, and they were. I'm not going to say that they didn't put a billboard out in front of their house. Hey, my son's a porn star now or anything, but they were. My mom asked me at the end of the whole thing. She goes, I said, "Do you have any questions, Mom?" And she goes, "Yeah, I do. I have one question." I said, "Okay, what's that?" And she goes, "Are you happy?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Mom,
No.
I'm literally the happiest I've ever been in my life." So,
yeah,
I couldn't ask for more. So,
Nah, that's dope. And Naomi, is there an accent? I'm hearing something. Now, I've been around you. I've never heard it before like I hear it now, which is crazy work.
yes, I am Jamaican, born and raised.
Okay.
I went to
Okay. I
school
might have
there, all that. So yes, that's
okay.
what you hear.
Because I've been around you
That's the
before and I've
papa trying to
never
come out.
yeah, and I've never heard it, and I'm listening. Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's sound like someone from the yard. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, my
I mean,
yachty.
okay, yeah. All right. So, what about you, Naomi? Like, especially Caribbean roots is different.
Yeah, it's very different. Like
Is
Caribbean,
different.
they're
Yes.
they really look down on people that do this. So yeah, it was like for me, it was a bit different. My family, I know they know. My mom knows. I spoke to her when I started OnlyFans, and I told her about OnlyFans and all that stuff. So she knows about that. But when I went mainstream, I haven't said anything to her about it. So, but I'm sure she knows. She probably just think, oh, it's a part of the OnlyFans thing. But but like no one else in my family. One person called me about it, and the only thing they said, they were like, well, you just gotta be careful and know what you're getting into and know that people are gonna find out and it's gonna all that stuff. But so far, I've never got any like negative feedback from my family or anyone that I grew up with or I've worked with before. So yeah, if they ask about it, I just tell them how it is, what it entails, like what we do and all that, so they have a better understanding.
yeah, because so many times people have in their own heads how they think it is,
Yeah.
and it's really nowhere even remotely close to what the actuality of it is. So
Right.
people always tend to come up with the worst case scenarios
In their heads,
in their
yeah.
heads, and then we'll
Trust
tell
me,
that to other people
I hear
as
these
facts.
things, and I'm like, where did y'all get this from? Like,
Yeah.
y'all just think we just walk in the rooms and just mad orgies just going
I
on,
know.
and we just
I
like
know.
walk in the room and be like, hey, like that doesn't happen. Sometimes I wish it happened, but that's just not reality. That's just not what it is. You know what I mean? So,
And for me
all
as
right.
a
So there is a. Go ahead.
for me as like a female performer, we have a lot more say than a male performer do. So if I get a call sheet and it's someone that I don't want to work with, or that I've worked with before, but they were maybe too rough or something, I can say I don't want to work with this person. So it's not like I have to, work with the whoever is on the
Right.
call sheet. Yeah. So
Which is definitely different than I would even say prior to the before COVID years. Because before
yes.
COVID years, it was kind of like most people didn't know who they were shooting with till they showed up. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, oh, okay, it's you. Oh, okay, bet. And did what it did.
Yeah.
Um, for I want y'all to answer this individually because you did bring up how different it is for a male and for a female. Can both of y'all explain that portion of it from your perspective, or and from the what you see from the other side?
Okay, from my perspective, I think as a female in this industry, we do um, well, prior to COVID, it was totally different, of course, or back in the days, like we didn't have much
Before
say.
times is what we call it.
Yes, so we go on set, and it's whoever is there we work with. They treat us however, there was no OnlyFans, there was no other platform, and I think that makes a big difference now because they know that we don't have to do that. Like
Mhm.
we don't have to like shoot for them or the company. We can do our own thing. So I guess we get treated like a lot different now because they want us to come back. They want us to work with them. It's kind of like they need us. We don't need them. you know. So yeah, so that's like as a as a female in the industry, we do get a lot more perks than we used to before. We have more say, and we get treated a bit better than the guys, in my opinion. And I think the guys they do a lot of work as well. I don't think when it comes to like the like what do you say when you get paid
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah.
that
Oh, the
part I think
compensation. Oh, the compensation is
yeah
trash.
yes, so I think for that in my in like for me I think the guys are like they don't get as much as they should because they do put in a lot of work. I see it. They do a lot of work. Like when it comes to the sex scene, I think they do more work than the female. But I get it. Uh, but I get that the people are watching it more for the woman, not the guys, right?
Well,
So
yes, but that is drastically changing. I would say even this year and last year, I'm having more producers talk to me and say, "Hey, my fans are requesting the males more than the females because there are a lot of women now that wouldn't they don't put their best foot forward. I'll say that much,
right,
right? So they're not having that star power where you're naturally being drawn to them. Sometimes, like you said, the man is working more, and especially during the sex scenes. So people tend to be like, "Oh, well, if this male is in the scene, I don't even care who the female is because I just know he's going to knock it out the park," type of deal.
right,
So we're getting that flip flop as well. But
right.
go ahead.
And I also feel like a lot of the girls that are in porn right now, they're not in it because a lot of them are not in it because they love it. They're in it because of the money. So and it shows sometimes, it shows on
Hmm.
like I love sex. When I'm doing my scene, I put my everything in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's fun. I make it fun. I'm not just there for the paycheck. I'm there to have a good time with the person that I'm performing with.
Speaking of, someone just said they worked with you and you're great and they love Peter as well. So
Thank you.
Oh, it's
yeah.
awesome. Awesome. As far as the male side goes, yeah, she absolutely nailed it. The the pay discrepancy between male and females is basically double. So the females make double what we make. Now, I will say that if you're a good male performer and easy to get along with on set, treat the girls the right way, you can work every single day, almost. So you're definitely probably in the long run. There are those exceptional girls that will literally work every single day, but for the most part, the guys get the majority of work. You got to think and let's say Miami, for instance, where they do a lot of scenes. There may be 250 girls down there at any given time, and maybe only 15 guys. So and proportionally, there's a lot more girls in the industry than there are guys. So you're as a guy, you're going to work. You're going to work a lot more, especially if you're a consistent male performer.
Right.
But yeah, the pressure and the onus is definitely on us to kind of make the video.
To perform.
We
we got to show it. We got to come.
Yep.
We got to get in these
Yeah,
awkward
you
positions.
got to be.
Peter, I've shot something where you're like, yo, this position is crazy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, physically, they ask us to do. You got to think. There's no saying if it looks good, it doesn't feel good. If it feels good, it doesn't look good. And everybody, for the most part, has sex in a bed. So if you're talking about fantasies, things like that, they want you to have sex in places where you don't typically see it. So yeah, and standing up in a shower or
Or
a girl
on
flipped upside
concrete
down
picnic
or a concrete picnic table or a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Just
Pool table,
crazy
pool,
places.
Yes.
Shower.
Yeah.
I hate shower sex. Oh my god.
Yep. So, and it's plus you have to think that you at the end of that scene you got to pop. It's not really a question of maybe I can today. No, you got to pop. So yeah, it is definitely more pressure, I think, on the guys, on the male performers than on the female performers. I had a little conversation with a guy one time because I was struggling, during a scene, and probably just because I was shooting too much. I was shooting, 4 or 5 days a week, and that's after a while it becomes a little difficult. And I was getting frustrated with myself not being able to deliver as quickly as I wanted to, and the director was like, "Hey, calm down, man. Relax." And I go, "Listen, man, I got to do this. There's 1,000 guys out there they want my job." And he looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, and 999 of them can't do it. They just think they can."
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I don't want to have to go through all those guys to find the one guy that can. So just calm down, relax, take a shower, cool off, come back, you'll get it. And I did. So, it's just a lot of times you manifest what you don't want to have happen because you're so in your head, you're so worried about it. You got to be able to put that behind you and enjoy yourself.
And that's to show the professionalism of that producer and director, right? Because I have a lot of males that love when I shoot their stuff because I'll just be like, bro, you got this. Like, relax. It's not that serious. If we can't do something, we'll figure it out, right? I shot some males that just they weren't having a great day, and we still made it look like they were the King Kong of the world.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Even no matter what kind of job you have, sometimes you have better days than others. So you having been on both sides of the camera in the past, you get that, you understand that. Some of the directors who have never been in front of a camera don't get that sometimes.
Right. No, and then when I see the counterparts rush to Twitter to say, "Oh, this dude couldn't get his dick hard and couldn't," and I'm just like, listen, like you were putting undue pressure, especially on these young bulls, these 20 to 25, like who should at a drop of a dime get his dick hard. Like we're in on the better side of 40, most of us, right? The dudes that's in their 20s, the wind could blow, and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready." But when all these lights, the producers, the makeup people, the the female talent could have came in on the set on one, like she just acting a rare form. And you want this dude to just look at this gorgeous body and be ready, and he has all these eyes legit on him. And then when he doesn't perform, the first thing you want to do is run to Twitter and
on social. Yeah.
When in reality, sometimes they don't do anything to help add positivity to the situation.
Right. Man,
Yeah.
I've been around some of the greatest, and some of the greatest been like, "What you need, I got you." Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's figure this out. Whether
yeah.
it's let
I
me massage your head, let me relax you
yeah.
because we need to
I
get this done.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like if I see a performer struggling that I'm working with, I always ask them, I'm like, do you need me to help you with something? You know, do you want me to like, do you want a blowjob? Do you want like something? What can I do to help you? Because we both
Right.
want to get this done, you know? So yeah, I'll offer up my help.
Yeah. I mean, look,
No,
we've already been doing this for the last,
Yeah.
hour. What's a couple more minutes?
listen, man, I've been I've been on a set, and this is in Philly, and this dude was just stroking, and he just he couldn't get together. And then I'm like holding the camera to the point where I just set my camera down. I let it record because ain't shit happening, right? Trying not to give him no undue pressure. And then he turns it to me. He's like, "Can I ask you a question?" I was like, "A question?" He was like, "Yeah. Can she spit on it?" I was like, "Bro, ask her."
Is that all it
Yeah.
takes?
Yes. But
Like,
some
don't ask me a question. Ask her. Y'all got
but
to
some
get through this together. And the female that he was dealing with was super. She's super submissive, anyways. I was like, bro, just yeah, she'll spit all on it if you ask her. Just ask her. Because there's a fine line between, especially in this industry, between professionalism and creepy, right?
Yes.
And some dudes literally get in their head because they don't want to be creepy. So the shit that they need to get prepared to be their best, they feel like they can't ask their coach. Like if a dude likes his nipples played with, ask them, hey, I'm sorry, but I like my nipples played with. That helps me, get in the zone. But if you don't ask, no one
you
knows.
won't
Yeah.
know.
That's a fact. So I found the vast majority of the girls I'm talking about, 97% of them are very accommodating. Whatever you need, no problem. They're in.
Yeah.
They're good, especially if you treat them right on set. Right from the very beginning. So that
Right.
has a lot to do with it. If you're a nice guy, if you're cool with them, if you try to strike up some sort of conversation with them, just try to develop any kind of little connection,
Mm-hmm.
with them, and maybe in between cuts, hey, can I get you some water? You okay? You need a towel. That goes a long way
It does.
at the end of the scene when you might need her. So
Right. So, Naomi, I'm going to bring this question up and then we'll take a little small commercial break. You made a post the other day. You didn't know it was me that commented, but you made a post the other day. And I was like, yeah, I got to get into this.
Which which one?
I don't want to say verbatim what it was, but it's something along the lines of getting paid to do a service and still like requiring copies of the content or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to elaborate? Yeah, you
I
didn't
know
know it was
exactly what
me.
you're talking about
Yeah.
because I found that there's some they don't know the difference between getting like if you're doing a scene exclusive for someone, yes, you get paid for it, right?
Hmm.
Agreed. But if you're doing a trade scene with someone where you're both getting the content, why am I gonna and then you're asking me to pay you for the scene? Why am I gonna pay you for the scene and then give you the content? It should be exclusively mine if I'm paying you for a scene, right? Don't you agree? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the
Oh,
thing that
I'm
I
on
don't
the
understand.
soapbox with you. I am there because I've had, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I've had where women be like, oh my God, I see your work. I see your photography. I've seen you shot this person. I've seen you work with this person, and I would love to work with you. And I'm like, oh, really? And we're having days upon days of conversation back and forth, coming up with ideas, coming up with
Hmm.
concepts. And then they were like, so how much are you paying me? And I'm like, wait,
Right.
what? Like you should have said this five
To be
texts ago. And then I would have
yes.
I'm not gonna ask a person that I'm paying necessarily what they want to shoot. I'm just not doing it.
You shoot what's good for your brand. You're not gonna shoot something for both of you. Give them the a copy of it, then pay them for why?
Because
Why?
I'm
Just
gonna tell you why. Um, since we in this new age of this industry, people are taking different lifestyles. I'll say that. That's a PC word. Different lifestyles and bringing it and mixing it and saying this is what standard is. Like I've had people tell me $2,000 is a standard rate for a blowjob scene, and I'm like, at $2,000, my
wow.
balls need to like shrink up and come through my urethra for
Right.
$2,000. Like you need to spit my balls out of your mouth at that point and hand them to
Exactly.
me for $2,000.
That is crazy. I don't. But I did saw like the comment that was probably your comment underneath where the person said because they can't get out of this mentality, this
Correct.
this. So yes, so I was like, yeah, I agree
Correct.
with that. That's probably where it's coming, where it stems from, where they think that everything, no matter what they do, they have to get
Yeah.
some kind of
They don't understand the difference between short money and the long money.
yeah.
You know, that short money is that money you get for that scene right then and there. That long money is all that content that you've built up that you're going to be selling for years and making money on for years. That's your long money. You need to have both of those. You know, so and if all you're doing is just want short money all the time because that's the pay now, aspect of it. You're going to pay your rent, like that. But let's not kid ourselves. Males have a longer longevity in this industry than females, and how in 5, 6, 7 years, if you're not one of those exceptional females that are here for a long time, not just a short time, where's your money coming from? It's not. If you have all this content built up that you've done, now you're selling it for years. That's your long money, and some of the girls are. And some guys, there's some guys too.
Some guys,
They don't understand that. They want to get as much as they can right now, and forget about, not even think about the future.
My 2017 scenes are still selling.
Yeah,
yep,
absolutely. We did 5 years ago that we're still selling. That's
because it's always new to someone. You get like all these new fans all the time. It's new to them, even though it's 5 years old. So
right. Well, with that, we're going to take a little break. I like y'all anyway, so I definitely like y'all. But we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back with more shit. I'll say that. We're going to talk more shit.
Do it.
Are you the smartest dummy or the most dinge genius in your friend group? Yeah, us too. That's why you'll fit right in with the Enlightened Idiot podcast, live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We're talking bold takes on sex, mental health, current events, and all the stuff you forget you care about until somebody says it out loud. So slide through, kick back, and get your dose of real talk and reckless wisdom. Stay enlightened.
Yeah, so I am on another podcast as well. So every Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know, I'm in a different time zone, so I have to remember where everyone at. I am normally the one that's talking about sex. Not really, but it sounds like it. All right. I know that y'all are now getting more and more into the collabs and do y'all have your own production now at this point?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have Foxxx Entertainment, and I produced a series called Cheating Wife POV, and that's becoming more and more successful at that, doing really, really well with that series.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to do a cuckold series as well, because I noticed that was something that was a bit missing in the industry. That there are a lot of like the Touch My Wife, for instance. First time I ever shot that, we're doing the pre-production meeting, and the guy's he's telling me that it's cuckold, and we're going through the whole production, and then I look at it and I'm like, so am I degrading you, or is just a girl degrading you? And he's like, no, nobody's degrading anybody or anything like that. And I'm like, Okay,
That's
now I'm a little
Oh,
confused here. So
yeah.
as it now, it was hot wife.
yeah, it was more of a hot
Yeah.
wife than a
So
couple.
I'm like, okay. So now I understand exactly where we're at and where we're going at. So yeah, I started to do a lot more cuckold scenes, as well, because it's a bit of a
Are
niche
you
market.
cucking or are you being cucked?
I'm cuck. We're the ones cucking. So
Okay.
yeah, it's usually a swinger couple comes in with their husband, and and I have his wife, and
Yeah.
so, but yeah,
Fire.
we're doing a lot of that.
Fire.
Yeah. So,
You know what?
but,
And crazy because I've been shooting it since 2019. It's just not every day or man. My fans love me cucking or cut queening women, and
really,
that's like a very niche within a niche that most people don't even know to tap into. They love that shit because I mean I think it's a little bit more playful when you do women.
yeah, for sure.
Your significant other's in the corner. She's playing with herself, and you're talking to her. The person you're banging's talking to her. Like it's a whole different vibe. So yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Been
that's
before my time on
good.
a lot of shit. So what's the
Can't be good.
most shocking request you ever gotten from a co-star?
What's the most shocking request I've ever gotten from
A co-star,
a
yeah.
co-star? Oh, let me go through my little.
Oh, you must have a list. You must have a scroll.
All right, what she thinks of hers.
What's yours?
I've got mine.
Yeah.
I was shooting a Brazzers Top Ad scene with Lily Lou. Now, Lily Lou is, even in the industry, we're a sexual based industry for sure. That girl stands above so many other people, so many other girls. We were sitting there just leaning up against a pool table, waiting for them to get the lights set up and like that. And she just looks at me and she goes, "Can I suck your dick?" And I was like, "Sure." For no reason, just off camera, just because she wanted to. And I was like, the camera's not rolling. We're not getting paid for this. She's like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
And that's just so unusual, to find somebody who's just that enthusiastic and enjoys it that much that they want to start early. So I was, like I said, it was just an unusual request because we're going to be doing this in 30 minutes from now, no doubt about it. But she's like, "I want to start now." Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
shit.
Let's get acquainted.
And I'm sure it helped also build your chemistry when y'all actually shot.
Oh, without question. But
Yeah.
Lily is just one of those type of girls that it's so like, how could you not like her? She's so much fun. She's so enthusiastic, and she's so over the top, during her scenes that it's just, as a male performer, you don't have to work very hard when you work with her because she's going to carry the scene without question. And it's just, her girls like Freya Von Doom, where you just wind him up and you just let him go, and you react because they're incredible.
I think for me, the most shocking request was, as you say, like a lot of guys need help off, to when it's time to come or pop, as they say. And I think for me, the most shocking one was a guy, like when he was trying to come and we had to stop for a little bit. And I asked him if I could help him out. And he wants something specific for me to do, right? It's not like just blowing him. It's like,
scared.
I have to giving him a blowjob, but with a lot of teeth, like I'm biting it, like I'm gonna bite it off. And then while I'm doing that, he wants me to kind of like pull on his balls at the same time. So he has a thing for pain, I think. And like I did that a couple times.
I know this person.
You think you know this person? You probably do. But
I know this person.
But yeah, for me that was, and it didn't take long for him to like I'm like, all this sex, all that blowjob, all that, and this is what gets you off. Like, I gotta like inflict pain upon you, like,
Man knows his
So,
body.
So I'm normally the dominant one, right? And I had this one girl. She was giving me a hand job, and for some reason she smacked it, and I was like, and then she smacked it again, and then I was like, it just came and forth. That's not what I'm into, but I was like, fuck, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, for a lot of us that take this shit seriously, whether we're in pain or not, we
Mhm.
make it seem like it's the most enjoyable shit
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Yep.
And that goes back to your point where you're like, people feel they could do this on both sides of the aisle, right? People feel they could do this until it's time to do it. Like, I don't care if you think my dick is the biggest or whatever. But when they say action, you better make it seem like I'm killing you.
Oh yeah.
Because we gotta sell this product. Like, I've literally seen women be like, he didn't make me come. And I'm like, that's why you're here?
Yeah. That,
Oh, I hate to break it to you.
yep. That's what sometimes in my collabs and things like that. That's why I tell the girls, I said, listen, I'm not here to get laid. That's not why we're here to make a great video. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we're here. So yeah, it's not. There's not going to be it's going to look absolutely fantastic at the end of the whole thing. After done editing and like that, it's going to look great. But there's going to be some starts and stops, and in it, and that's how it's shot.
It's not as fun as you
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Is it?
So the flow on the video is great, but if you actually watched it, get produced, and it's not quite what you think it is.
No, I was getting laid before this industry. Like, you could always tell the people who join this industry for the sex versus those that's like, hey, nah, I'm here to make. And you could be creative and be like, no, I make art. I make whatever. This is why I do it, right? But there's clear people that's like, when dudes hit me up, be like, hey, can you introduce me to Naomi? I'm like, no. Why? Now I'm already thinking on a money tip. Yeah, I could get you with Naomi, but it's gonna. We need this. We need this. We need this. We need it. This is the fee. You're hiring
Yeah.
me as your camera person, so I'm making money off it. Naomi's making money off of it. Cool. I could reach out to her then because I'm like, hey, we gotta play the hit, right?
Yes.
But you just wanted to shoot with her just to shoot with her. I'm be like, no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I get
Why?
those all. I get those all the time. Guys just come in my inbox asking me if I wanna. Hey, do you want to shoot? Let's do content together. Then you go to their X account or whatever, and they have nothing on it. They probably have like one little video of them that they took with their phone, just like humping some girl they met at a bar or something,
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, send me a link to your work, your portfolio, something, and nothing. They don't have it. They just wanna,
yeah.
they just wanna fuck.
Yeah,
pretty much.
if you're in this, like, getting laid is a byproduct of this, but if you're in here specifically to do that, you're in it for the wrong reasons,
Mhm.
and it's going to show in your work.
Then you're gonna be vastly disappointed because, like
Yeah.
you said, Peter, there's some. I know people as stupid shy. Like, they be in the corner, like they speak to you, but they're stupid shy. Say action if you want to. Turn into a whole fucking monster out here, right? There's people that know how to turn this thing on and turn it off and perform. There's other people that just want to get fucked.
Yeah,
Yep.
And if
yeah,
you're just looking to get fucked, you might get a couple shoots under your belt. But like you said, it's definitely, and that's on both sides because we could tell the pillow princesses after a while.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. You thought, okay. Nah, you getting dick down, but you need to put in some effort. You need to throw that shit back. You know, you just laying there ain't doing nothing for nobody.
in the end, your fans are going to decide whether your stuff's good or not. And if you're doing it for yourself and not for them, they're going to see it. They're going to see it, and well, this guy, he wasn't open during the video, and I can't even see what's going on. Like, he was having a good time, but I'm not having a good time watching it because I can't see. I know it's happening. I can't see it. And therein lies the difference between people that are just trying to get laid in this industry and people that are actually trying to make great videos.
Right, because I've done scenes with guys that are just collaborations with like a husband and a wife or something, and I'll have it where the guy's just laying on top of me like a freaking blanket, right?
Yep.
You can't see it, and then you don't know what we're doing.
All I see is your ass flipping up and down, dude. So.
All right. So if a fan was to see y'all can answer individually together. If they were to see you in a grocery store, what's the least porn-like thing they would notice about you?
What's the least porn? Well, I don't really. What? I don't wear makeup that much if I'm not like going out or shooting or whatever. I still dress. I like, I dress like for my own comfort, which is I like to dress sexy no matter what.
No,
But
I've seen her on set, and I'm like, she shooting? They were like, nah, she just here, and I'm like,
yeah, because he likes it, and I like to when I'm out with him or whatever, and I like it too for myself. Like, I'm proud of this body. Why do you think I get a boob job and I want to show it off?
Yeah, if you're not staring at her, I'm looking at you, going, what's wrong with you? What's it's not a thing, which I get, but I'm ridiculously proud of my wife, and I want everybody to stare at her. I am the opposite of your vanilla jealous guy.
Yeah. But I'm more of a natural. I don't like to wear makeup much unless I have to. I go to a grocery store if I'm not shooting or going out with friends or something. Like, I don't get put makeup on to go to the grocery store or just to go to the bank or whatever. Like I see a lot of people do. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, putting in 2 hours just to go to the bank is crazy.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And makeup's expensive.
I guess for me, I get a lot of, because I've done coming up on 400 scenes now, and so I do get recognized in public, but it's more of at a distance. I can tell there are people, like, we've gone to restaurants before and sat there, and then our waiter's off at the distance. All of a sudden, there's 3 other guys standing next to him, and they're staring at us and talking. So I know you recognize us, and and I have no problem. Listen, everything that we do it for the fans, and so I have no problem whatsoever. Pretty much at any time, somebody coming up and wanting to talk to us, as long as you're respectful, man. The only reason we're on this podcast right now is because of the fans, and without them, we're nothing. We're just a swinger couple. That's it. Nothing else.
No,
so
I had that where, man, and it still bugs me. It bugs me in a good way when people recognize me. I'm like, you know who the fuck I am? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm a firm believer. Anytime I go to a convention or something like that, I will make a post. Like, I don't give a fuck if you see me talking to Stormy Daniels or someone. If you see me, come and say hi. I will take the little moment to recognize you because, like you said, without them, I'm just a dude fucking on camera. I'm a dude filming it, right? No big. I've had dudes see me on red carpets and be like, "Yo, I've known when you shot this. I've known when you've been here." And I'm looking at them like, that's a little stalkerish, but okay, I get it. You know what I mean? It's a pressure that you don't realize how many lives that you influence or touch just by doing something that you want to do.
Yeah.
So it's still nerve wracking when people want to meet me and all that, but it's okay. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. JR said, "Look at all the sexy people." Um, um. So speak on that. Like how I never see y'all like interact rudely to your fans or any of that. Is that because that's just who y'all are, or is like no,
Yeah.
like these people give us money, like
No, I think that's just how we are. Like in our everyday lives, we're as long as you're nice to me and kind to me, even if you're not, I'm still gonna be nice to you. Because sometimes people out there, they're you don't know what people's going through on a day to day basis, right?
yeah,
So, like, I see no reason to be mean to someone, especially if they're not mean to you or haven't done anything to you to deserve that, that like a
yeah.
me for you to say anything mean to them or unpleasant. Like if you come up to me and say hi, I'm gonna say hi to you. If you want an autograph, if you just to make your day. I'm probably the person who's gonna make your entire day. Maybe you were going through something that day and you see me and you come up to me and say, hey, hey Naomi, big fan, whatever. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't, I'm busy, whatever. I'm gonna turn to you and say, hey, hi, give you a hug or something. I'm a hugger. So if they want an autograph or something, yeah, like
Now you're
there's
gonna
no
have
reason.
everyone come to you like this.
I I'm not. Neither one of us are
Yeah.
like super impressed by
Yeah, no.
celebrities. We'll say,
Status.
and because they're just people. They're just people, and of course, I don't really put us in a celebrity category or anything like that. Maybe in that small little porn world a little bit, but it always amazes me that people will look at you like that and hold you in any kind of high regard. And so when they want to come up and talk,
Yeah.
I feel like I owe it to them.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely owe it to them. Not only that, but I enjoy it as well. You get to know me a little bit. The person that's off screen, not just a person that's on the videos. And I never want anybody, regardless, to walk away with a bad taste in their mouth, because they always say don't meet your heroes because they're only going to disappoint you and stuff like that. And I've had that happen before. With other people that I did hold in high regard.
Me in this industry. This industry, and I've talked about it many times where I went to say something to her and I was talking to another male performer who was very well known. And people don't realize people could tell the difference on two people in the industry talking versus a fan and a person in the industry talking, right? So I told him, I'm like, hey, bro, give me a second. Let me, say something to her real quick. And I turned to her and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that, I love your work, da da da. And I kid you not, and y'all been around me. I'm pretty chilled and pretty low key. And
Yes.
she literally looked me up and down and was like, oh, okay. And at that moment, I was like, this is when my West Indian blood came out. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? You never have to worry about me ever again in life. Ever again in life.
Yep.
Because
And I
that's not
find
how
that
you treat people.
no.
Shouldn't be.
And I find that more with like the female talent than the male talent. Like a female talent, when they think they've reached some kind of celebrity or star level, when people start calling them a porn star or whatever, they start to think they're better than everyone else. Some of them, they turn into a little bit of a diva, So yeah, I'm like, I don't understand it. Like I could never like treat people bad just because I feel like I'm better than them or something, And even if you are, like, still be nice to
That's
someone.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't cost you a dime to be nice to people.
All right. Do you ever get tired of being sexualized 24/7, or do you thrive on it?
For me, yeah, sometimes I do get tired of it. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just wanna not be in that looked on as just like a sex sex symbol or goddess or whatever. I just want to be normal once in a while, just like But I mean, it's nice.
That.
It's nice. But there's times when I just wanna like, yeah.
Chill
be
out.
a regular
Right.
person.
Yeah.
And I being able to step in and out. You know, we're lower lifestyle, so we're swingers,
Yeah.
and we have a very, very, very phenomenal group of people that we hang out with on a regular basis. And having sex in the industry and having sex with each other, and then having sex with our friends is really it's a lot of sex. But you have to work. You know, you have to work. You got to show up. You got to kill it when you do. You got to bring a high level of good energy, and and be on point for those scenes. If people saw how we have sex on a daily basis,
Yeah.
it's a big difference than what it is when they've seen us on camera.
I'm that comforter. I am definitely that. I'm take me how you are. You know.
Yeah.
So being able to be with our friends on a if we so choose to do that, it's different. Being with each other is different, and then working is different. And be that essentially we're independent contractors, we can say no to scenes if we want to. If you get overwhelmed, back off of it. I could never get enough of her ever. So we have sex almost every morning. If I knew her, whether she likes it or not.
I always like it, babe.
I know.
I mean, I get into it,
but it's you can scale it back when you get overwhelmed. You can just scale it back. Even like if we're having a party here on a Saturday night and I don't feel like it, I can just watch. It's okay. You don't have to be. You don't have to perform every time somebody cash register goes off or somebody expects you to. That you save that for when you're on set.
No, 100%. So you brought up a very great point because both of y'all are in the industry. Making that time for yourselves. What conversation was had before both of y'all joined the industry? Like, yo, I get it. We're going to be over here and over there, but we need to be right here when we need to be right here.
Yeah, so we always schedule no matter what, even if we schedule date nights, we have date nights, we have whenever we're not, both of us don't have any work shoots or anything, we always we're with each other, we'll do a movie night. We try to spend as much time with each other as possible, and if I feel like we're becoming a bit distant, I don't care what's going on. He's gonna see something marked out on the calendar, and it's gonna be date night. You gotta cancel this because we need our time together.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha.
We need to reconnect. Yeah.
This woman's my world, and I'm the only reason I'm here where I am right now is because of her. Make no mistake about it. And there's the first time I would ever come home and go, babe, I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight because, man, I fucked all these other girls. That's gonna be a really bad thing. Yeah. So I would never right, and so we would never use our work as an excuse not to be with each other. That's a bid for attention. When your partner gives you a bid for attention, you need to respond to it in a positive way. Because if not, then they're less likely to give you those bids for attention later, and then you wind up growing apart.
Yeah.
And
right.
You don't want that.
You don't want to have that. So
no, I had partners in this industry, and they know, they would know I have all these shoots, and some of them would be like, which is crazy that this is the common denominator. A lot of the women that I've dated in this industry have. They'd be like, "Hey, save that one nut for me," and I'd be like, "I bet." I think I got you. You know what I mean? Because I understand it doesn't matter how beautiful, how much they know they are that, right? When you start to be like, all right, well, he's shooting with this person, shooting with that person, shooting with that person. Now I need my time, and I got a headache, or I'm too tired, or something.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel away. A
Yeah,
lot of
Yep.
people feel away.
for sure. And nobody likes to be rejected, especially by your own partner.
Yeah.
So we take them for granted sometimes until they're not there anymore. So,
No,
and
facts.
I try to prevent that from happening. So yeah,
No,
we're
I'm telling you, this whole dating world is a fucking dumpster fire. So I get it.
We were just
I
talking
get
about that.
yeah,
We literally just had a conversation about if something were to happen where we're not together, like going back out into the world and dating. I don't think I could do that. I would just.
No, it's fucked.
Yeah,
It's fucked
yeah,
for so
it is.
many different reasons. It
A
is
lot of reasons.
garbage. Yeah, it's
A lot of reasons.
I don't wish. And I love being single, right? Um, it's a struggle to now where I
Small
feel someone
chickens.
is remotely cool. Hey, let's chill out for a second. I need a breather. Like
Yeah.
I got you. We don't even have to be a couple. You could be a situation, and I'm cool with that.
yeah.
But like, nah, I can't be out here in these streets. It's unforgiving. How do you decide who's worth collaborating and who isn't?
Who's we're collaborating with and who isn't. Um,
Yeah. And
usually I
okay,
look.
so let me break down collaborating for those. So I get it. There's a difference between paid bookings. There. I get that.
Yeah.
So I guess when I'm saying collaborating, meaning like, hey, we cool. Let's shoot on this conjoined project. That's what I mean. Because I know everyone be like, well, collaborating means that I get paid. No,
No,
separate things. Separate things.
like I was saying
So
earlier. Yes.
so yeah. So who do y'all decide on as far as collaborating, and what makes y'all say, nah, we'll pass?
So usually I look at someone, maybe their Twitter or whatever, and see who they've worked with before, and I will reach out to that person and ask them like questions about, want to know how it was, how this person was with them, if they're good to work with, if they're professional, all that stuff. So yeah, I just go through networking, word of mouth, and just talking with friends, and they do the same with us. But if someone reach out to me to collaborate. Um, I tell them my do's and don'ts. If they don't like it, then
It's not going to be a good fit.
yeah, it's not going to be a good fit. But yeah,
I'm a little bit different on that aspect because I make videos that my fans want to see.
mm-hmm.
So sometimes I shoot with girls that I'm not particularly, really sexually interested in, a lot, but my fans want to see me with, older lady, much older, in their 70s, occasionally, or maybe a bigger girl, or a younger girl, or a black girl, or an Asian girl, like that. I would shoot with all of them. I would shoot with everybody because I want you to be able to come to my page, and there's a video in there that you're gonna like, with the type of girl that you like. And so, like I said, I shoot videos for my fans. I shoot with plenty of girls I absolutely love being with, for sure. But I make videos as much for my fans as I do for myself.
But I think for us girls, it's different because we got to be more careful with who we're shooting
Yeah,
with
for sure.
as a female. So I like to make sure it's someone that I know it's gonna be like they're not gonna be too rough, or once you go behind, they can be nice to you and then behind closed doors it's totally, because that's happened to me before, where where they're talking like sweet nothing and telling you this is, and oh no, this is gonna, and then behind closed door it's totally different.
Yeah,
So
I remember one in particular where the guy basically said when they were trying to get on the same page or something like that, you can't bring your husband. Immediately that throws up red flags for me. So she just handed me the phone and was like, here, you talk to him. So I talked to him as her, and I go, what do you plan on doing with me with my husband there with him not there? So
And his wife was
yeah.
gonna be there, so
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't I bring
So-
my husband if your wife?
and so
So now,
he
what
was
if
like,
he?
well,
Because I literally had that post. I think it was today. That was just an example of what I was talking about. Now, what if they say no? He could escort him. I just do more closed set type of deal.
I sit in the
No,
corner.
you don't even have to be in the room. At least,
Yeah.
even if you stay in the car outside, or if it's someone that I've never worked with.
Yeah. That's what I'm referring to. Because some people now be like, no, my husband has to be there, and it's like, why? To get a free show? Because don't act like I don't understand what this is. You know what I
Right.
mean? You want a free show, and that's just not what type. Now, if you paid me, oh, sit in the corner and jerk off with your fucking cock cage or whatever. I don't give a fuck. But if you're something over here just to get a free show, watch this shit. If we collab and watch this shit when she gets home, then y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want to do at that moment. But
I think
to say it's in the eyes of safety when I'm not saying people can't escort you to and from the set, that's
Right,
totally
yeah.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
like-
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
even the times that there's one particular incident, I went up to tell the guy, well, I'm sorry, we're just not going to be a good fit, for that. And so he rethought it, and he goes, okay, you can bring him. And I literally just sat in the kitchen while they shot in the living room, and
Got you.
they had a great shoot. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything was great.
Yeah.
But he was a guy who bounced around from town to town, shooting his content, and that's great. But she was uncomfortable, with the whole thing. So she was totally comfortable with me being there.
Yeah.
Listen, I have watched her 100 times with other guys and with that. That's not right, And me personally, that's not what I'm there for. I just want to make sure.
Like I said, I know y'all, so
Yeah.
it's different versus some people that running around with a certain moniker, like that's what they're about, and it's like you're using the industry for other reasons besides what we're here for,
Yeah.
and just like women can tell, men can tell too. We'd be like, listen, I have one right now in my DMs, like, oh my god, I can't wait to come and worship your cock and da 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 da. And I'm like, this is so her husband. Like this.
Yes.
Like I'm not stupid. I've been in the industry long enough. I know who this is. Like, because men. Never mind. I'm not gonna give that secret out. But yeah, come on now. I know who it is. So I'm like, oh, word, you can't wait till I'll play on. I'm bored sometimes, okay? I'll go along with it. I don't give a fuck. Like, but we know, especially if you're in a certain echelon of fame or whatever, it comes with the territory. It's not like it's uncommon. So last question before we head out of here, because I know y'all got stuff to do, and then I don't really have stuff to do, but I got stuff to do, right? I need to make this a good one. Okay. What's one thing? I'll ask you two questions. This will be a corny one, then I ask the real one. What's one thing that you would give a male coming into the industry, and what's one thing that you would give a female starting off in the industry without giving out too many secrets? Because I realize people watch these things to, oh, okay, I gotta say collab, got you. TTS, okay, got you there. Without giving too much, what advice would you give both? And both of y'all, I need both of y'all to say for both. Okay.
For me, for a female coming into the industry, I would say you have to be, I'm not going to say the other things you already mentioned, but I have to say you have to know what you're getting into, because know that this is going to be, you have to be mentally like strong for this industry, because especially if you're a person who's like, oh, I don't want everyone seeing my stuff, and you got to know that once it's there, everyone's gonna see it, and you're gonna get backlash. You're gonna get people talking about you, people calling you names. There's people that say such unintended things, like in my comments or DMs or whatever, that send me like these crazy stuff sometimes, and I just have to, like, even though sometimes it's kind of like, hard for me. Like, mentally, I'm like, oh fuck, I can't believe someone looked at me this way and they don't even know me and they're talking this stuff about me. You have to be mentally strong to be in this industry. Like, you have to, yeah, especially as females, because we're very emotional creatures. So, yeah,
You
it
don't
is.
say. You don't say. Oh, I would never have known that.
Because it's gonna be
All
out
right, so
there. Your family's gonna see it. People you know in school. People your best friends. Like a lot of people. Like, because once one person see it, they're gonna start talking and they're gonna send people videos and stuff. So you have to be ready for all of that. Yeah.
what about a male? What
Um,
for?
for the
Yeah.
male, I'll let you speak on that because
No, 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 no,
I
no, no. Nope.
You
You
should-
yeah.
you want to know
I,
partner.
what do I want in a male partner?
Yeah.
I want him to be confident. I like a confident man. Like, you come in and you're like confident. That's a turn on for me. If you're like not too like what would you, like
Egotistical.
egotistical, or yeah, like, that's a big turn off. So you have to be confident. You have to know how to make fun of yourself, or just like humor. Like, that's a big thing for me. If you can make me laugh, you can probably make my panties drop off. So
Wow. So you're gonna have men coming up twice. Knock knock.
I like a funny guy.
All right, Peter.
uh, for a male performer, when you come into this industry, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. That's going to come naturally anyway, but just relax and have a good time. Listen, not just listen to the director, but you have to listen to your female talent as well. Talk to them ahead of time. Talk to them about their do's and don'ts. Get to know just a little bit about them. Where are you from? Just the normal things that you would ask a girl anyway.
Well,
Because me personally, I like to try to build a little bit of a rapport, a little bit of a connection. Look, I know what we're doing. It's just me. I'm not going to try to date you.
It's like a
I'm
stripper.
good.
It's like going to a strip club. I know you're here for the money, but please
Yeah.
act like
Well,
you care
you know,
about me a little
I
bit.
want you to know that I care about you as an individual, as a person, not just as a piece of meat today. So
Right.
and and figure your body out. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things for me in the beginning, that I really hadn't figured myself out in the terms of, this is how you do it in the industry. Like, I've been having sex for 40 years in a bed before I even got into the in the adult film industry, and all of a sudden I'm like an 18-inch tweed couch, that literally rubs a hole in my in the side of my leg as I'm doing it. That's where the scene is. That's where you have to do it. You
Right.
be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's part of it. And for the female talent, the more personable you are to the guy, the more you're developed a little bit of a connection with him, like that. And the more open you are to him, the easier he is on set. And that's so huge, especially for the end of the video, where if the guy feels like that you're having a good time, that you're enjoying yourself, and it's all of a sudden this work has turned into a good sexy time, it's going to be over quick. The whole scene's going to roll faster. It's going to be the more accommodating you are, not compromising yourself as far as the things that you're good and not good with, but just don't be so difficult on set, and because that's the directors. It's hard for the director to shoot. It's hard for the male talent to shoot, and the more difficult you are on set, the less likely you are to be on set.
yeah. Don't be a diva.
So that's going to be my last question. There's this, I don't know if it's a wave. I don't know, because social media, everything's so in our face nowadays. There's a lot of women complaining that they're not getting any bookings But then when you reach out, then this when you get the $2,000 blowjob scenes, and that's when
Yeah.
you get, and you be like, I understand now why you're not getting any bookings. What would y'all, what would y'all conversation be around that?
Uh,
Well, not necessarily the $2,000 blowjob, but if one of your female co-stars was like, "Yo, I'm just not getting any bookings. Like, no one's booking me, no one's reaching out to me," or what would be your advice to them?
Part of it, I've seen some girls that have multicolored hair, uh, tattoos, and maybe places where the cameras it's going to distract from the performance. And when you talk to them about it, they're like, "Well, that's my brand." And I go, "So you want the entire adult film industry to conform to your brand, as opposed to you trying to conform to the adult film industry's brand? Who do you think is going to win that battle?" You know.
No facts.
So I think your rainbow color hair looks awesome. It's very cool, very unique. That's great, but it's going to cut down on the amount of scenes that you get. When you go, well, I don't do this, or I don't do that, I don't do this, and I don't do that. You've eliminated yourself from a bunch of scenes, already. If you're difficult to work with, just be easy.
but I think also as a Black performer, it's hard for us already to get to
I
get
was waiting for
booked.
that. I was waiting.
So
I was
whatever
waiting.
so whatever I get, usually I jump at it. Unless it's something that I'm not comfortable with, because I had someone sent me like the other day about choking out and all that stuff. I'm like, so they want to fly me to New Jersey to do a scene where they're like spanking and choking me out.
It was a little rough.
It was a rough scene.
We even had some requests for racial degradation.
Yeah, and like being degraded or stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that I won't do, but like other than that, like I will take as much scene as possible, as long as it's not like something that where I'm gonna get hurt or I could die from you choking me out, But yeah, as it like, well, you probably don't, because I think Black male performer get booked more than female.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We are not doing that, ma'am. I mean, I get it, but
I
it's
mean,
crazy because I just had Porter Rock on here a couple weeks ago, and he gave Black women kudos. He said that he feels y'all are the most marginalized in the industry, right?
yes.
So there are men that notice it, right?
Mhm.
And I had to play devil's advocate, not necessarily because I want to, but because this is my experience, right? Where I've reached out to Black women like, "Hey, I love your look. I would really love to work with you, da da da." And they be like, "Well, what's your Pornhub views? What's your da 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 da? What's your this? What's your that? What's your this? What's your that? What's your this? What's your that?" And then I'm like, "But Susie May over here just watched my stuff and she loves it and she just wants to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't all this other stuff that at the end of the day really don't mean shit.
Exactly.
Follower counts and this count and that count. You can have 4,000 followers and still get 1 million on the algorithm. Most people don't know that.
Right.
They just see the 4,000 followers, so they go based on
Mhm.
that. So trust me. Now, don't get me wrong. Since I moved here, I think I worked with maybe 2 or 3 non-Black women since I've moved here, but still, it's still a struggle.
It
It's
is.
still you know what I mean. So I get it though. I trust me. I've been on the sets and I've seen how people try to interact with y'all, or because of what someone else did, now they're viewing you through the same lens.
Right. Yeah.
I always ask them I was like, "Are you making videos for my fans? Or are you trying to make videos for your fans? Because if you're trying to make a video for your fan, and I'm going to perform, and what does it matter how many subscribers I have or views I have like that, because we're going to make a great video and your fans are going to like it. Those are the ones who are going to buy it.
Yeah.
So
No, facts. Wow. I miss y'all.
miss you guys,
I'll
yeah.
say that. All right, so this is the moment we're going to close it out. This is the moment that y'all tell the people what you have going on, what's your next moves if you want to put that out there, and where they can find your stuff at.
Okay, so where you can find me on X, I am Naomi Foxx with 3 X's. On Instagram, you can find me at @I am_Naomi Foxx with only 2 X's because they don't allow you to put 3 X's on there. TikTok, I am Naomi Foxx. What other one do I have? All the platform, it's Naomi Foxx. You look up Naomi Foxx.
NaomiFoxx.com.
Yeah, it's either I am Naomi Foxx or Naomi Foxx. And we also have our management company, a production company, Foxxx Fitzwell Entertainment.
Right. With that's under the umbrella of that is our production
Yes.
company. Plus, it's our OnlyFans management company. We use all AI, for the most part, for a lot of it, posting and everything like that. So the girls are they get so much the time that when they're not posting all the videos like that, they have more time to be able to chat with the fans. So we'll be able to do the collabs and things like that. So that's something that's really taken off for us. It's really doing well. We got a bunch of the industry girls that we now represent and manage their pages. Also, a lot of people in the lifestyle, a lot of girls in the lifestyle. So there's a lot of time, effort, and money that was put into that, and that's really starting to take off for us and do real well. You can find me at cheatinglifepov.com, peterfitzwell.com, The Lucky Stepdad on Twitter or X, Peter Fitzwell 8 on Instagram, and I'm not even sure what my TikTok is. I've had so many abandoned and brought back, so I don't even know anymore. But
we're pretty much working on our own brand a lot more, because that's where we make the most.
Because that's like I said when I talked about before, that's that long money. That's that money that's going to pay you for years, not just pay your rent this month. So.
Right. No, and Peter, I love your TikTok. I love your TikTok. It is dope what you got going on because you realize, listen, especially as a male, we have to tend to do a little bit more to gain the notoriety and to get to where we need to get to sometimes. Like, we could be in this industry longer, but to get to where people are like, oh, I know that guy, it takes, and I love what you got going on. And you said something that definitely I fucks with, where you're like, I support those that support me.
That's a fact. Man, if you just like one of my videos, I'm gonna go there and like all of yours. So I get that. So I see that often where people, everybody wants everybody to like their videos and pay attention to get that algorithm moving and stuff like that, but they're not willing to do that for you. So
No, trust me.
I pay attention to the other industry people and the other content creator stuff that like my stuff. They like my video. I'm going to reciprocate.
No, I was just talking to someone else today, and they're like, listen, I've put people in positions, I've answered questions, I've given advice just for you to jump under someone else who's quote unquote more popular, and you're liking all their stuff and doing the most with them, but with me, you're almost in a sense giving me your ass to kiss, and people feel some type of way when shit like that happens, so I get it.
I'll be supporting each other.
That's what I say too. I know creators out there, they're
it's too easy.
Creators that are like, I won't shoot with you if you don't have this much subscriber. I won't do this for you if you're not this much percentage. And I'm like, everyone has to start somewhere. What if you help this person out and they have just all of a sudden they blow up? that's gonna help you too
Mm-hmm.
because you have a video with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't start. You helped them when they had nothing, and now that's helping you out in the future because they're not thinking about like the long run or
Right.
yeah,
And I'm making that video for my fans.
yeah,
So
Right.
I
Like
have
I've
no
been a
problem.
lot of people's first on something,
yes.
and
There's a first time for
and
everything.
and they'd be like, "Hectic, who's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, word, that's what we're doing." Bet, bet, bet. All right. So we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. I am definitely gonna have these two back on individually next time.
Yes,
Um, I definitely enjoyed the vibe. I enjoyed the conversation. This was actually most of the questions. I only asked you probably 5 of the questions that I already had pre-made up. Most of the other shit was just off the fly because we know each other. So the
yeah,
conversation flowed a little differently. But
Yes.
I'm definitely gonna have them back on individually to get each of their own perspective versus the couples. You know, this is dope. Remember, go on HD Nation on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see not only this wonderful show, but also Beyond Pixel. Be releasing something for that this week. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. I'm gonna release shit this week. Also every Saturday night 10 p.m. I think Eastern. Yeah. Yeah. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am also on another show with a bunch of other co-hosts called the Enlightened Idiots, where we sit up here and talk our shit. Sometimes it's deep. Most of the time it's not. I'm not going to hold you. It's mostly not. Right. But we have a great time, you know? Um, also, October 6th, I am holding my videography class 8 p.m. Standard Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be a part of that, go ahead and hit me up at hecticdesires@gmail.com. There's still positions open, there's still spots open. I have up to 100. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know, and then we're going to get that started. Yeah. I did this a couple years ago in FetCon, so someone mentioned it to me, and I was like, they were like, I kind of hope you do it again. So here I am. I'm gonna do it again. So stay tuned to that. Tune into that. And with that, I am getting out of here. Keep those close that are close to you. Keep those loyal that are loyal to you, and don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we are out of here.